Okay, we'll see this game between Robert James Fischer, Bobby Fischer, who's world champion, very famous player, versus Pal Benko. And this was played in candidates tournament in Curacao in 1962. So let's see this game. Bobby Fischer or Robert James Fischer starts with E4. His opponent Pal Benko plays E6. Then D4, D5, Knight C3. So we have this French defense after E4, E6. Knight C3, Knight F6, E5. Okay, attacking the knight. Knight has to move. Knight F, D7, F4, and then C5. Yes, and he has challenged. And here after C5, D cross C5, Bishop cross C5. So Queen G4. Okay, Queen G4. What is the idea behind this? Of course, to attack the weakness, this is having no support. So G7 is the target now. And if you do castle, he can attack faster on this side. But black said, no problem, I will do castle. I want to save the pawn. And if I play G6, the pawn structure on this side can be weaker and opponent can attack with H4, H5 and all. So better I'll do castle right now. Okay, it's looking like little bit bold or interesting decision. It's not so easy to take this kind of decision because opponent's queen is already there and your knight is not there to defend. So it's little risky looking, but black was calm and black says, yeah, I know how to defend. And he says, okay, I can handle it. So he played castle. And then Fischer played bishop d3. Okay, Fischer was very good attacking player, of course. So Fischer, like this position, he said, let's attack. Okay, with all the pieces now, he's going to attack on the king side. So black should also now attack on the other side, or he should be able to defend the king side. Otherwise, it would be difficult. And if Fischer's king is still in the center, first black has to strike in the center and force white to take the decision to make castle or keep the king there in the center. Okay, somewhere he has to take the decision, and that's what now he has to. Black should force him to do. So let's see. Okay, so black plays f5. F5. The idea is, of course, to attack the queen, and yes, here white can play e cross f6, but it's not a good idea because then you are solving some of the or so many problems of black. What was the problem? The problem was, the knight couldn't come on f6 before. Now he can come here and he can defend and he's attacking, and then everything is looking very good for black. There is no problem. Yeah, of course, this one has attack, but he can defend, he can increase the supports, he can give supports. And that's why e cross f6 is not good. So every time, whenever you can do that en passo, it's not compulsory you have to do that. You have to see if it is good, then only shoot. After f5, the queen is attacked. Queen has to move. Fischer played queen h3. Now, black was worried about Fischer's attack, and he has now decided to exchange the pieces as early as possible, as many as possible. So, though it's looking like this bishop is looking good, okay, very good. And this knight is not doing anything. It's in the on the original square. So if you like take, if you have to pick one piece, you can definitely pick this one. This is better. But Pal Benko has played this bishop cross g1. Okay, not so great, but he has a plan maybe to exchange more pieces, and then the attack will be less. The attack will be minimized. So that's what he wants to do. So rook cross at g1. Now black played knight c5. So after knight c5, black is attacking on this bishop on d3. So white has to now decide to either allow him to do that or move the bishop. Okay, and he said, okay, no problem, you can take it. So bishop d2, because he has to develop his other pieces as well. And this bishop is blocked right now, not so great, at least right now. So he says, okay, if you take it, fine, I don't mind. Knight c6. Okay, so now Pal Benko is getting other pieces out. His other pieces are coming out now. Knight b5. Okay, the idea is to get the knight on this very good square where it will have support and it's a very good outpost for the knight. So then there will be problems for black to keep his rook and queens on these important squares. So let's see, queen b6. So the queen is coming on this side to attack. He says, okay, if you move the knight, I have a chance to take this and attack on this. Let's see. So first, before moving the knight, white has made long castle. The idea, of course, to make the king safe, to give support to this and get the rook on the other side to attack on this side, king side. So these are the ideas. Bishop d7. Yes, you have to keep developing your pieces. So Pal Benko developed his bishop. Knight d6, as per the plan, the knight has moved there, very good square. Knight a4. Okay, so Pal Benko has not captured the bishop. He says, okay, let it be here. Now I want to use my knight not to exchange or not to defend. I want to attack with it. So he has a threat now. Okay, yeah, Pal Benko has given a checkmate threat. Queen cross b2 is a checkmate. So it's not very easy for Fischer. Like he cannot just keep attacking on the other side. He has to defend this side as well. So Fischer played bishop b5. He has blocked this queen, so he cannot do that. And the idea is to attack this knight as well. So the threat is to capture it for free if you don't save it. How to save it? Let's see. Knight d4 was played. Okay, knight d4. What is the idea? To open the bishop. So if you take this knight, bishop will take the bishop. That is number one idea. Number two, if we capture bishop cross d7, then there is a threat, queen cross b2 checkmate. So you can't do that. This bishop doesn't move, then the knight, the bishop and the queen, they all are attacking. Only one support is there. So this is also one threat to take that bishop. And here he has to take the decision. Something he has to do. He cannot just, um, keep saying, okay, I will just exchange. Okay, if you exchange, the problem is you're losing your better piece. Okay, the bishop is looking better. And yes, so Fischer played bishop e3, which was the right move, correct move. Okay, he has made attack on this. He has pinned the knight. The knight can't move because if you move, then this queen will be captured by the bishop. So knight e2 check. The idea is to force him to move the bishop. If you move it, then queen cross b2 is coming. But at least in that case, now the king can run away. Okay, so it's not a checkmate. So Fischer said, yes, I will take it. Bishop cross e2, queen cross b2 check, king d2, king is running away. Can you stop that? Queen b4 check. So now the king can't run here, and if you move the pawn, it will be a checkmate in one move. So you can't even block it. So what to do? You have to move the king back. So it's looking like white was doing better because he has got a piece for a pawn. But the problem here is the king is stuck now, and he can be badly attacked because the file is open, the c file, and opponent can attack more with the rooks, with more pieces. So let's see what happens. Knight c3 was played. The threat is simple. Knight cross e2 check and give a fork. Other than that, knight cross a2, or even now, one more possibility, queen b1 check and capture this afterwards. So here, rook d e1, Fischer played. Knight cross a2, because now the bishop has support. So he said, okay, I'm getting this pawn free, let me take it. check is there, so the king has to move king d1, and then again Pal Benko played king. He made attack on the king by knight c3 check. So the king has to move. If you move the king to d2, there is a problem, that is covered check will come. There are lots of different options, so it's not a good idea to keep your king like that on d2. So white Fischer played king c1. Pal Benko played d4, okay, getting more things towards the king, or he's attacking the bishop as well. Bishop has to move, bishop f2, rook f c8. So he's sacrificing one rook, because other than that, you can't get a rook on the file. So rook f c8, white, if he wants, he can take it, he can exchange that for the knight he is getting, but he has not done that. He played bishop d3. So he thought, white thought that the knight is much more, it's better. So let this rook be in the corner. Don't allow him to come in the center, and don't lose this knight. This knight is doing well, so let him do that. Knight a2 check. King has to move. King d1. Again knight c3. So maybe he's trying now to make a draw, or he's just waiting. He's just making some waiting moves. Because sometimes, if you have the problem of that time trouble, if your time is running away and you don't have that much time, so you can do some, moves like this. One or two moves you can just play same, and instead of playing three same moves, if you play two same moves, if you repeat two moves, it's okay. It's not going to be a draw, but you will at least play or complete your moves, because the rule is like 40 moves. You have to finish in first 2 hours or 2.5 hours. So that can be one thing. So, and one more reason is just to confuse the opponent by playing some same moves. So the opponent starts thinking whether he's playing for a draw or for win. Because if you see the position, it's looking like black is winning. So why is he playing the same moves? That's another thing. So Fischer played king c1, and now black played rook c5. Actually, here if he plays bishop a4, that would have been a very good move, because after bishop a4, this c2 will be attacked very well. You have to just increase the attack by more and more pieces. But black has missed it, okay, missed that chance. And he played rook c5, which is okay move, not so great. After that, queen h4. Okay, Fischer is trying on the other side to do something, and it's not easy. So let's see. Rook a5. Rook a5. The idea is to get the rook ahead and attack the king. So the king has to move. King d2. King d2. So after king d2, h6. And then, yeah, why h6? To make space for the king, because he was worried on this side. So he thought, I will make space for the king. But now Fischer got chance to attack, and here he played g4. Okay, so if you see this h6, is it necessary to do? Actually, it was not. You could play bishop c6, which was better, or even a rook a2. See, once you are attacking, you should keep attacking. If the opponent is not giving any special threat, dangerous threat, you should finish it properly. But he has not finished, and he played this. He allowed the opponent to attack. So now g4, f cross g4, rook cross g4, and suddenly, if you see, white is looking better. His attack is coming faster. So the problem now is queen cross h6 and queen cross g7 is a threat. So he thought, okay, I'll just move the king. He played king h8, but Fischer had a very good move here, and Fischer played queen cross h6 check, and here the opponent understood. Pal Benko resigned here. Okay, how? If you capture g cross h6, then knight f7. Fischer's this knight was waiting for this moment for a long time, and yeah, he can finish the game over here. If you don't capture, if you move the king to g8, then queen cross g7 can be the move. And that's it. So Fischer won the losing game, you can say, because it was a very good position for black, but he couldn't finish it well. And then Fischer got the chance which he has taken and he finished it very well.